Good evening, everybody, and what a great pleasure it is to be here. So, celebrating 10 years of NIODA. What a ride it's been. When the course closure of the precursor course at RMIT was announced in June 2010, within weeks, Wendy and I began the work of founding what was to become this National Institute of Organisation Dynamics Australia. Reflecting upon what to say this evening, there were, of course, thoughts about the blood, sweat and tears, the seemingly endless grind of the work involved in achieving registration as a higher education provider and accreditation for the Master of Leadership and Management, Organisation Dynamics. For it took 3 attempts over 6 years, and the final application included more than 600 pages of documentation. It was crazy making stuff. However, what was really predominant in my thoughts were the many people involved in making the dream of this institute a reality. I found a document that was created in August 2010, just a couple of months after the closure was announced, with the title NIODA List of Helpers. There are 27 names on that list, and it's definitely incomplete. Some of you are here tonight and have been contributing to the life and growth of NIODA for its duration, in committee roles, in board roles, teaching, volunteering time for various tasks and events. NIODA's first real engagement with its community practice was a fundraising series of seminars. People donated their time to give a seminar, to arrange catering and advertising, or just to turn up and lend their enthusiasm, support, or if they couldn't turn up, just to send their money. The fact that so many people put their hands up to help in the first instance and continue to hold the aspiration for NIODA in mind is really what fuels the day-to-day work of building an institute such as NIODA. It's what people are willing to imagine, to dream about the future of the institute that gives the staff of NIODA both the energy and indeed the authority to keep going, even in times when the work associated with compliance can seem thankless. So what we celebrate is this collective dreaming and co-creating, and to all of those who have held and shared the dream, I want to say thank you on all of our behalf. There are too many important contributors to name, but it would be remiss not to mention a few. John Newton and Susan Long, who from the Institute's earliest inception lent their support and advice and continue to do so, and who of course hold crucial roles in NIODA, for which they bring their experience and their wisdom, not to mention the hours and days, years of volunteer time. This is true for all of you indeed. Seth Thomason, the inaugural chair of the board, who I first met in 2010 as the one who did this amazing job of formatting the entire first application to what was then the Victorian registration body, the VRQA. Then, in the role of chair of the Board of Governance, Seth provided us with a calm and assured containment as we launched as our higher education provider. Judy Kent, our current chair, has also been on this journey with us from the start. Judy brings so much energy and enthusiasm. I know you're here tonight, Judy. You bring so much energy and enthusiasm to NIODA. I'm going to call out as well Janelle Morgan. This is a risky exercise because so many people have done so much. But Janelle is one of the ones amongst you that really has gone above and beyond. She's done an amazing job of establishing and chairing the Human Research Ethics Committee. But in addition to this, Janelle almost single-handedly prepared the application for the PhD for the TEXA. And although it wasn't quite as big, it was almost as big as the original application. Now, I was meant to help with this, but basically abandoned Janelle to this work in 2018. I want to especially thank all our board and committee members who give so much time, guidance and support to the Institute. Then there are the NIODA students and alumni. You're really our raison d'etre. If ever our energy was waning or our spirits flagging, we need not only to speak to a prospective student or teach a class with you to be brought back to what this was all about, providing the space and opportunity for students to continue to learn from experience about systems psychodynamics. I think it takes a leap of faith to sign up for a master degree with a small higher education provider such as NIODA. Without the faith, trust and commitment of the students, NIODA would make no sense at all. It's the students who make NIODA the vibrant and generative learning institution that it is today. My heartfelt thanks go to you all, and I'm sure I speak on behalf of my colleagues. My thanks also go to the NIODA staff. You bring your hearts, minds and souls to this work, let alone the time, much of it volunteered. I want to offer special thanks to Sally Mussered, who took NIODA to its next level. And I don't exaggerate there. She transformed the look and feel of the organisation. She's made the Institute visible to a much wider audience. And she's just generally so much nuts and bolts of this organisation. She's done so much more than this with her warm smile and can-do attitude. Where would NIODA be without you, Sally? Thank you. Finally, the advantage of being the one invited to give this speech is I get to thank and acknowledge Wendy Harding. Quite simply, without Wendy, NIODA would not exist. Over the past 10 years, so it makes me feel a bit emotional, Wendy has been this powerhouse of energy, productivity and generativity. Frankly, I'm in awe of what she's achieved. She's resilient, tenacious, and has an incredible capacity for grindingly hard work, year after year, 10 years. She brings heart and soul and humility to this work. Most notable is her ability to use her deep knowledge, experience in and love of systems psychodynamics to inform every aspect of the work. This includes a fearless and vigilant commitment to reflective practice, tolerating anxiety and not knowing, open dialogue, working through, and collaboration. The clarity and insight that comes from this is what guides decision-making in NIODA. Wendy, thank you for all your hard work, your thoughtful and excellent leadership. It's been a privilege to join you on the journey of the past 10 years. So I'm wondering if we can all unmute maybe. This will be rowdy, and let's have 3 cheers for 10 years of NIODA. And here's hoping many more to come.
Wendy.
Hip.
Yes.
Hooray.
Hooray.
Hey.
Hooray.
NIODA.
Hooray.
Hip.
Hooray.
Hey.
Hooray.
Hip. Hooray.
Hey.